Conflict and disagreements are just part of the human experience, and you know they are because you've interacted with a human before. Anytime you have a relationship or anytime you interact with another human being, there will be times when you have conflict, when you disagree, when you just can't come to some resolution. And as a Jesus follower, the way you handle conflict, the way you deal with disagreements really, truly reveals your heart. And it reveals how committed you are to following Jesus, because the way Jesus handled conflict is the way his followers should handle conflict. Now, in the New Testament and in the Old Testament, there's this word that I think kind of gets lost in the shuffle of our daily lives. It's something we don't think about. It's a word we don't use very often, but it is a word that is perfectly suited for times when you will face conflict, especially conflict with people close to you, people that you love, disagreements with people that you are intimate with, that are your closest circle. There's this word in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. Paul includes it in a list of things called the fruit of the Spirit. He says the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control, and the one I left out is gentleness. Gentleness is really the key for a Jesus follower when it comes to resolving conflict or learning to disagree well. Now, being gentle is not called for in every situation, but if it was your go-to move in most of your relationships when it comes to conflict and disagreement, things would be easier to handle. There's an old proverb, Proverbs chapter 15:1. It says, "A gentle answer quiets anger, but a harsh one stirs it up." And then there's the Good News translation that reads like this: "Any fool can be selfish, any fool can be rough, any fool can be rude, but a gentle answer flows from wisdom." So gentleness is a key tool in your tool belt when you're going to deal with other people. And it can mean a lot of things. It can mean to be humbled, to humble yourself. It can mean a sweet resolution. It means that you have some sweetness to the way you resolve things. It can even mean to be afflicted, and that the humbleness comes from being afflicted. But you recognize gentleness when you see it, right? And you've probably used it if you've ever had a small child in your home or in your arms, or you've been around somebody who is sick or dying. You know what it means to be gentle, because you know what it means to be harsh, quick, rude, flying off the handle. One of the best tools you can use is this tool of gentleness. So we're going to look at that this week. It's not something most people think about, or even a word that we use. It's a strange word, to be gentle, but it is a powerful, powerful tool. And today you're probably going to have opportunities to disagree with somebody, maybe in person or in your social media world. I would just look at that Proverbs chapter 15 verse, that a gentle answer just makes anger go away, but a harsh answer will stir it up. And as Jesus followers, our goal should always be to take a conflict and resolve it as best as we can, so that both people can move on with life, deal some forgiveness, and both honor Jesus. That's our goal as Jesus followers, to deal with people the way Jesus did. And Jesus often dealt with people who were hurting and that he disagreed with and that were searching. He dealt with them with gentleness. So today, maybe that's a part of our life that we can be gentle. We can add it to our tool belt today. When you're tempted to fly off the handle, when you're tempted to be rude, let's lean into gentleness. Let's lean into humbleness and see what happens. See if our relationships and our conflicts aren't a little bit better today by adding gentleness to them. See ya.